Hello, devoted fans of Days of Our Lives. Welcome back to the TV Days Drama Digest channel, where we dive deep into the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping moments that keep us glued to our screens. Today, we're turning the spotlight on one of Salem's most enigmatic and controversial figures, Jeremy Horton. His return to the show has sent shockwaves through the fanbase, and the burning question on everyone's mind is, does Jeremy have a earth-shattering secret this time? Buckle up as we unravel the tangled web of Jeremy's past, present, and the tantalizing possibilities of what his return means for the residents of Salem. This is going to be a wild ride. A ghost from the past, Jeremy's dramatic reappearance. Picture this. The bustling streets of Salem, where secrets lurk around every corner and past mistakes cast long shadows. The camera pans to Stephanie Johnson, her eyes wide with disbelief, her breath catching in her throat. The reason? Standing before her is none other than Jeremy Horton, the man who once broke her heart and left a trail of chaos in his wake. The air crackles with tension as Stephanie stammers, "Jeremy? What are you doing here?" Her voice trembles, a mix of shock, anger, and a flicker of something else, perhaps a lingering spark of the feelings she once had for him. Jeremy, with his trademark charm and a disarming smile, steps forward, his hands raised in a gesture of peace. "Stephanie, I know I messed up before," he says, his voice low and earnest. "I treated you terribly, and I don't expect you to forgive me overnight. But I'm not that guy anymore. I've changed, and I want a chance to prove it." His words hang in the air, heavy with promise, but Stephanie's guarded expression tells us she's not buying it, not yet. The scene is electric, a masterclass in soap opera drama. For longtime fans, Jeremy's return is like a lightning bolt, reigniting memories of his turbulent history in Salem. For newer viewers, it's an introduction to a character whose past is as dark as it is complex. But one thing is certain, Jeremy Horton's presence is about to turn Salem upside down, and we're here to dissect every moment of it. The shadow of Jeremy's past, a legacy of deception. To understand the weight of Jeremy's return, we must first journey back to his earlier days in Salem, where his actions left scars that still haven't fully healed. Jeremy Horton, the son of Mike Horton and grandson of the legendary Bill Horton, was never one to follow the straight and narrow. His charisma and good looks masked a reckless streak that led him down a dangerous path, pulling others into his orbit of chaos. Years ago, Jeremy's schemes were the talk of the town. One of his most infamous misdeeds involved convincing Max Brady to invest in a shady business venture dealing in counterfeit designer clothes. What seemed like a get-rich-quick plan quickly spiraled into a disaster. Max, trusting Jeremy's smooth-talking assurances, poured his money into the scheme, only to discover that the merchandise was fake. The fallout was swift and brutal. Chelsea Brady, who had been warming up to Jeremy, lost all trust in him, her faith shattered by his betrayal. Meanwhile, Steve Johnson, ever the protector, dug deeper into Jeremy's dealings, uncovering a criminal record that painted a chilling picture of a man far more dangerous than anyone had realized. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the facade of his so-called airline business, Jeremy was entangled in something far more sinister, a human trafficking ring. Operating in the shadows, he was involved in transporting women from Eastern Europe to Las Vegas, exploiting their desperation for profit. The revelation was a gut punch to everyone who had ever believed in him. Stephanie, who had once seen something redeemable in Jeremy, was left devastated, her heart broken by the man she thought she knew. The truth came to light in a dramatic confrontation orchestrated by Jet Carver, who revealed herself to be an undercover SA agent. As the walls closed in, Jeremy did what he does best, he fled, slipping through the fingers of justice and leaving Salem to pick up the pieces. For years, he was a ghost, a name whispered with disdain or sorrow, depending on who was speaking. But now he's back and the question looms, has he truly changed, or is this just another act in his long history of deception? The prodigal son returns, a changed man or a master manipulator. Fast forward to the present, and Jeremy Horton is standing in Salem once more, his eyes pleading for a second chance. His return is nothing short of a spectacle, with every character and viewer left wondering what he's really up to. The writers of Days of Our Lives have crafted a comeback that's dripping with suspense, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Jeremy's first encounter with Stephanie sets the tone for his return. The raw emotion in their exchange is palpable as years of hurt and betrayal bubble to the surface. "I was in a bad place back then," Jeremy confesses, his voice tinged with regret. "I made mistakes, big ones. But I've spent years trying to make things right. I'm not that guy anymore, Stephanie. I swear." His words are compelling, but Stephanie's hesitation speaks volumes. She's been burned before, and the scars run deep. The residents of Salem are equally skeptical. Max Brady, still stinging from the counterfeit clothing fiasco, narrows his eyes at Jeremy's return, muttering to Chelsea, "Once a con, always a con." Chelsea, who once saw Jeremy as a friend, is torn between her lingering resentment and a flicker of hope that he might be telling the truth. Even Steve Johnson, with his keen instincts, senses trouble brewing. "I don't trust him," Steve tells Kayla, his voice low and intense. "He's got that same look in his eye, trouble follows that guy like a shadow." But Jeremy isn't backing down. He's determined to prove he's a changed man, and he's pulling out all the stops to win back the trust of those he hurt. He volunteers at the local community center, helps out at the Horton family gatherings, and even offers to mentor young entrepreneurs, claiming he wants to steer them away from the mistakes he made. On the surface, it's a compelling redemption arc, but Days of Our Lives thrives on twists, and we can't help but wonder, is this all an elaborate facade? The whisper of a secret. What's Jeremy hiding? As the episodes unfold, subtle hints suggest that Jeremy's return is more than just a homecoming. There's a tension in his demeanor, a fleeting glance when he thinks no one is watching, a cryptic phone call that ends abruptly when someone enters the room. The writers are masters at planting seeds of doubt, and they've given us plenty to chew on. Could Jeremy be hiding a secret so explosive that it could tear Salem apart? One theory swirling among fans is that Jeremy's reformation is a cover for a new scheme, one even darker than his past misdeeds. Perhaps he's back to settle old scores, or maybe he's entangled with a new criminal syndicate that's set its sights on Salem. The show's history of intricate plot twists suggests that nothing is off the table. Could Jeremy be working with a familiar villain, like Stefano Di Mera's lingering influence, or is he caught up in something entirely new? The possibilities are endless, and the suspense is killing us. Another tantalizing clue comes from Jeremy's interactions with new characters introduced this season. A mysterious woman named Elena, who arrived in Salem around the same time as Jeremy, seems to share a knowing glance with him during a crowded scene at the Brady pub. Is she an ally, a foe, or something more personal? Fans on X are buzzing with speculation, with some theorizing that Elena could be tied to Jeremy's past in the human trafficking ring, perhaps as a victim seeking justice or a partner in crime looking to pull him back in. Then there's the matter of Jeremy's finances. Despite claiming to be starting fresh, he's been spotted driving a sleek new car and wearing designer suits that seem out of place for a man supposedly rebuilding his life. Where's the money coming from? Is he still dabbling in illicit activities, or has he stumbled into a legitimate windfall? The ambiguity is maddening, and it's exactly what makes Days of Our Lives so addictive. The emotional fallout. Stephanie's dilemma. At the heart of Jeremy's return is his complicated relationship with Stephanie. Their history is a roller coaster of passion, betrayal, and heartbreak, and his reappearance has reopened old wounds. Stephanie is torn between the man she once loved and the pain he caused her. Every interaction between them is charged with emotion, from heated arguments to quiet moments where their eyes meet, and the unspoken question lingers, can she ever trust him again? In one particularly poignant scene, Stephanie confronts Jeremy at the pier, the moonlight casting long shadows across the water. "You broke me, Jeremy," she says, her voice cracking. "You made me believe in you, and then you tore it all apart. Why should I give you another chance?" Jeremy's response is raw and vulnerable, a stark contrast to his usual bravado. "Because I'm not asking for you to love me again," he says. "I'm asking for a chance to make things right, even if it's just as friends." It's a moment that tugs at the heartstrings, and it's clear that Stephanie is wrestling with her feelings. She's built a life without Jeremy, finding strength in her independence and her bonds with her family and friends. But his return has stirred something within her, a reminder of the connection they once shared. Will she risk her heart again, or will she keep him at arm's length, protecting herself from another betrayal? The ripple effect. Salem reacts. Jeremy's return doesn't just affect Stephanie, it sends ripples through the entire town. Max and Chelsea, still scarred from their past dealings with him, are on high alert, watching his every move. Steve and Kayla, always the pillars of the community, are determined to protect their daughter from further pain, even as they grapple with their own doubts about Jeremy's intentions. Even newer characters, like Elena, are drawn into the drama, their own secrets intertwining with Jeremy's in ways we can't yet fully understand. The Horton family, with its deep roots in Salem, is particularly divided. Some, like Hope Brady, believe in second chances and urge Stephanie to hear Jeremy out. Others, like Lucas Horton, are more cynical, warning that leopards don't change their spots. The tension within the family adds another layer of drama, as old alliances are tested and new conflicts emerge. And then there's the Issei connection. Jet's revelation as an agent years ago left a lasting impact, and with Jeremy back in town, there's speculation that the Issei might be keeping tabs on him. Could another undercover agent be lurking in Salem, ready to expose Jeremy's secrets? The possibility adds a thrilling layer of intrigue, keeping us on the edge of our seats. What lies ahead? The future of Jeremy's story. As we look to the future, one thing is clear: Jeremy Horton's return is a game-changer for Days of Our Lives. The writers have set the stage for a story that's equal parts redemption and deception, with twists that promise to keep us guessing. Will Jeremy prove himself to be a changed man, or will his secrets unravel, leaving chaos in his wake? Will Stephanie find a way to forgive him, or will she be the one to expose his true colors? And what role will Elena and other new characters play in this unfolding drama? The beauty of Days of Our Lives lies in its ability to keep us invested, episode after episode, with stories that resonate on a deeply emotional level. Jeremy's return is a testament to the show's enduring appeal, blending nostalgia with fresh intrigue. As fans, we're left with more questions than answers, but that's what keeps us coming back for more. So, what do you think of Jeremy's return? Is he genuinely seeking redemption, or is he hiding a secret that could destroy everything? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.